Our exclusive travel edition show features the magnificent 10 courses of BOYNE Golf in Michigan. Our official Golf360 teacher, Bill ABRAMS, stops by with valuable instruction. Tour Edge's new Exotics EXS Pro line is led by an innovative, adjustable, spin-killing driver. Plus, the preserve at Oak Meadows continues to mature within DuPage Forest Preserve's trio of tracks. And we'll cruise up to the exceptional Sand Valley Resort in Wisconsin.
Hello and welcome to Michigan. We are about 45 minutes south of the Mackinac Bridge, and we are going to take you on a journey to where to stay and where to play, all thanks to our good friends at BOYNE Golf. They have 3 sprawling, captivating resort properties and 10, yes, 10 magnificent golf courses. Tell me about this place and what makes it so special.
Well, in our 10 courses, we have 2 courses in Golf Digest Top 100. So we have, a lot of outstanding golf here. And we're, one of the gems of the property is going to be Bay Harbor Golf Club. It's just over 20 years old. We had Arthur Hills create 3 9s that we combo up to play 3 different ways. So we play them as 18s, but just unique experiences. I say typically to find this kind of variety, you have to drive hundreds of miles from one course to another.
We wanted to do something totally different, and Art had this great idea since it's on the lake, and sometimes, certain times of year, you get some wind off it. So the links in the quarry, he actually created, it's in a figure 8, so you get different wind aspects all the time from it. So it's really clever how he did that.
The Lynx 9, which is the one that most remember, but you have a ton of holes along the lake, starting out on 1 into your second shot, all the way through 4, and then of course 7, our signature hole, way up on top of the bluff. You can see not only Little Traverse Bay, but Lake Michigan forever. So just that one, because of the water factor, is just like, wow. And then you go into the quarry, and unique seems to be the word most commonly associated with it. Carved through the old cement quarry, a few blind shots here and there, but the golf course is just, it's a very special, because you just don't see things like that, certainly not in northern Michigan. And then you wrap it up with the preserve, which is that more classic northern Michigan cut through the hardwoods. And then on number 9, you end out with that big wow of there's Lake Michigan again, kind of in the horizon behind you as you're hitting your shot into the par 3.
What's neat about BOYNE is that this is a family-owned business. Everett Kircher was the man who started it all with BOYNE Mountain Resort back in 1948. His son Stephen has carried the torch and was the visionary in cleaning up an old abandoned cement factory in the 1990s, turning it into this Bay Harbor mecca. Perched on the shores of Lake Michigan stands this world-class golf facility, accented by a stately harbor that showcases shops, restaurants, and a hotel with views that will take your breath away.
To transform it into something that's recreationally beneficial to the area, aesthetically beautiful, that people can interact with, and activation of the boats and the golf and the summer recreation, it's a proud moment, because I know what it was before and how much a drag it was on the area. So being able to be part of something that was transformative and help the city of Petoskey and the school districts, and the money that's come in to help develop all kinds of civic facilities is incredible.
Right across the street from Bay Harbor lies Crooked Tree Golf Club. Situated on diverse hilly terrain, this course will present plenty of cool shot values and probably make you hit every club in the bag.
And the golf course, for the most part, is in front of you, but there's a few of those trickier holes or more challenging holes. But then you end so strong with 16 coming down right along the water, looking out over the Inner Bay Harbor, and then 17, the par 5, which is always nice to have a par 5 kind of in the end, especially a reachable one. And then 18th coming up, just with that little bit of elevation change reaching out. It's just, to me, it ends so special. And I think about it, especially with guys type trips, how does this make sense with our betting and the kind of gamesmanship and stuff we can have, and it works out really great, I think.
We've improved it immensely over the course of the last 20 years. It's a very good golf course now, and Art Hills has actually been working with us on some of the rework on it. So we're proud of it. It's fantastic views, and it's one of the most successful courses we have, popularity-wise.
Wow, pretty cool, right? We still have plenty of more golf and travel nuggets from BOYNE later in the show. But coming up next, we will see some outstanding clubs that are being produced right in the western suburbs of Chicago. So stay tuned.
In the peaceful rolling hills of Channahon, Illinois, you will find a majestic layout that will please any golfer. Heritage Bluffs Public Golf Club is a true test of the game in an unspoiled setting showcasing natural landforms rarely experienced in Illinois. Architect Dick Nugent masterfully laid out one of the area's best courses, featuring open prairie-style golf to challenging tree-lined holes. Come see why Heritage Bluffs is one of Chicagoland's highest-rated courses today.
The Hogan drill is one of my favorites to show you exactly how your feet and body work in the golf swing in unison. This was how Mr. Hogan, after the accident in '49, came back and was able to hit very good shots. He was basically doing rehab prior to rehab being invented. We set up with our brace position, short iron in hand, elbows on the side. We're just going to have a little subtle shift to the right and to the left. Notice my hands and arms aren't moving independently, it's with the shift of my weight. When I do this correctly, I can hit a shot with a lot of velocity. Notice my finish position, I was all the way completely up on my front foot. Utilizing this drill is a wonderful way to really define your golf swing and how things really need to be working in it.
You can never go wrong with instruction that refers to the incomparable Ben Hogan. Thanks, Bill. You know Tour Edge Golf continues to climb the equipment ladder in today's game. Based right in suburban Chicago, they have a vast array of clubs for beginners all the way to touring professionals.
You've got some really neat product that's really high end. Can we run through this bag real quick? Because they look fantastic.
Yeah, thanks, Patrick. Especially the driver. A little more compact shape, a deeper face, all trying to go for more of the strong player because he doesn't necessarily need MOI and he's a better player, so he's making good contact most of the time. And this is the spin killer driver out there. So that's what this was the design goal of this. Okay, let's make the lowest spinning driver out there. And it's selling really well right out of the gate because of that, because it's so popular these days, the fitting experience with the TrackMan, et cetera. And if a teacher goes, hey, you need less spin, we're always in the mix, which is kind of neat.
Well, then you got the adjustability on there as well. That's been hot the last few years, but it looks like you can do a lot with that.
Yeah, so it's our first sliding weight technology. And so you can set it up for draw position by putting the weight in the heel or fade or anywhere in between. So I really like the neutral position to get as much weight behind the sweet spot as possible.
What's really groundbreaking is the diamond face technology found in both Tour Edge Exotics drivers. 33 mini trampolines are located behind the club face, helping generate amazing ball speed and eliminating unnecessary spin.
The computer will learn and try to configure the best combination of these diamonds to hit the ball farther all over the face.
In recent years, Tour Edge has been heavily involved with players on the PGA Tour Champions. 2019 Player of the Year Scott McCarron lent his expertise on a new titanium face hybrid that makes a lot of sense.
So it uses a titanium face in a hybrid, which I think that's the only one on the marketplace. And why we do that is because we can save weight in the face area. Now, if you notice, this is a really tall face for a hybrid.
It is.
So a tour player doesn't want to have any chance of popping up a hybrid, because a lot of times you're in the rough and you kind of go after it.
Been there, done that.
Boom,
Not
right?
a tour player, but been there, done that, sure.
Plus off the tee, it's a really good tee club too. So with a deeper face. So you can really get some great distance gains off the tee as well.
Their EXS 220 is a full line of equipment featuring cool, clean looks combined with the latest in technology at an affordable price for every player. With their irons, they have a standard silver tungsten design and a sleek black 220H version for players looking for more elevation in their shots. Both versions have a spiderweb-like pattern located behind the club face that acts as a web, enhancing the sweet spot in every direction from the center of the face.
Yeah, really high-strength steel, really thin, so it's a lightweight face that really rebounds, and this is a huge distance iron, so a lot of people will hit their 7-iron like 200 yards with this set of clubs.
And finally, there's the scoring clubs. The EXS Pro Wedges feature precision-forged milling. The custom sole grind removes bounce from the heel, toe, and trailing edge for versatility to hit a myriad of shots.
I'm an irons wedge guy, and I like the way, to me, it's important how they look, just as how they feel, and that's another really good looking club. So maybe explain how good they are.
So this is kind of my thing with the grind, and as you can see here, probably hard to see on the camera, but it's a real smooth sole. So I really like that smooth, shiny sole, so you can really skip it through the turf, and it'll slide through the sand, and it has to do with the finish, believe it or not. But also, you know, we have a lot of grinding on the back, but ample bounce in the center, so you can really change or manipulate your hands through the shot. But the other cool thing about this is we have a little technology. We milled out this whole center section to save some weight and put it up top, and that's helped actually reducing spin. So you can hit more penetrating wedges into the greens.
Gotcha.
In addition to all the Tour Edge staff on the PGA Tour champions, the great Bo Jackson is now an ambassador for the company. So I guess Bo does know golf. You may have heard of Sand Valley, but you're not sure what it is or where it is? Just a 3.5-hour drive from downtown Chicago lies this natural, walking-only golf destination that is pure fun.
I would best describe it as playing golf in a national park. You know, just the ginormous nature of how we play. And it's links golf at its finest. It's firm, it's fast, it's golf as it was meant to be. You walk, you have a caddy, you enjoy the experience, you play 36 a day for some 54.
Golf was born on sand. That's why golf is best on sand, because that's what it was originally intended to be played on. Sand has all sorts of advantages. The grass loves to grow in it. In fact, it loves to grow in the air spaces between the sand particles. It drains well. You don't have to put drainage in, or very, very little. The ball rolls and bounces because it's hard and firm.
So we'll have storms that roll through here, like in Chicago, where you get 4 inches of rain, and they can't play because it's cart path only. Here we basically can get right back on the golf course in an hour and play, and it's just like it never rained.
Sand Valley was the first course here that opened fully in 2017. It is currently ranked as the 18th best public course in the U.S. Designed by the outstanding architectural team of Bill Corr and 2-time Masters champion Ben Crenshaw, this layout is essentially inland links.
It'll challenge the low handicapper, but yet the high handicapper will have a good time out here. You're not going to lose a ball. Our golf shop sales for golf balls is not very good. So you'll definitely find your ball. Yeah, Sand Valley Golf Course, the Corr Crenshaw design, you just see these massive windswept dunes. They can be 80 feet high in some areas, but wide fairways. But when you're playing Sand Valley, you want to make sure your approach game is on. If you're not hitting your spots, you're going to have some challenging up and downs.
Mammoth Dunes opened a year later and was awarded the best new course by Golf Magazine. Scotsman David McClay Kidd created the friendly layout that is a true joy to play.
The challenges are you can overcome them. Instead of being binary golf design where there's a bunker that's going to cost you a stroke, or a lake that's going to cost you a stroke, or out of bounds that could cost you 2, here there's a slightly uneven lie, a slightly oblique view, a hummock that makes putting onto the green impossible. You got to putt around it or chip over it or something like that. So it's shades of gray rather than black and white.
The 17-hole par 3 sandbox is the ideal complement to the 2 championship courses on property. Also designed by Corr and Crenshaw, this is great practice for your short game and is truly an enjoyable way to finish your golf day.
What I will call perhaps the funnest experience, most fun, experience here on property, and that's the sandbox. A par 3 course that is just difficult to put into words how enjoyable it is, with 3 clubs, perhaps a delicious adult beverage or something along the way. It's just a great time.
Something else that's interesting here at Sand Valley is you guys have grass tennis courts. I know you're in charge of them. What is it like maintaining, I guess, grass tennis courts compared to a golf course?
Oh, the grass tennis courts are a dream. It's flat, it's one high to cut. It's still traffic management, but other than that, we all have a lot of fun down there. It's the escape. You go down there in those bowls of the tennis courts, and myself, my assistants, and all the staff, they love going to maintain the grass tennis courts.
Owner Mike Kaiser's blueprint of how to run a golf resort basically began at the world-renowned and sandy seaside site at Bandon Dunes in Oregon. Here in Rome, Wisconsin, Sand Valley operates in a similar subdued fashion, accented by a wide variety of accommodations and an all-important caddy program.
For those who don't have a lot of experience playing golf with a caddy, it is a treat. Caddies bring something to the golf experience that's, I think, often difficult to put into words. When you have that moment where you really click with someone's personality, you know them, they know you very quickly, they know your game, there's a good rapport. It just adds so much to the experience.
Hard to believe that sprawling sandy site was formed by a glacier lake bed thousands of years ago. What an awesome place. Up next, it's more tips with our official Golf360 Bill Abrams from Balmoral Woods. And then we'll check in to see the latest from DuPage Forest County's Preserve's trio of courses. So stick around.
Do you like Tour Edge? I love Tour Edge. This is seriously high tech.
And they're long, right, Duff?
Built in the USA? Oh, I love that. I need forgiveness.
Did I mention these puppies are long, really long?
You know why I love Tour Edge? It's because I win with it. Pound for pound, nothing comes close.
Let's talk a little bit about bounce angle. This is something that's very misunderstood by players, but when you understand how to utilize it, it'll make your short game a heck of a lot better. The bounce angle is the angle from the leading edge to the trailing edge of the club. One of the things that we have to understand on the short shots is we're not going to try to get the leading edge to hit the ground first. We're going to try to allow the trailing edge to hit and bounce or slide along the ground, hence letting the grooves work and getting proper loft on the shot. When you go to hit your shots, keep the club a little bit more neutral as opposed to pressing the hands and creating an angle. When we press the hands, we take the bounce away and effectively your ability to hit really good, consistent shots.
When you figure out the bounce in your wedges, you'll be on your way to getting up and down more often, which is always a great thing. The DuPage Forest Preserve has 3 diverse public golf courses led by the award-winning Preserve at Oak Meadows in West Suburban Addison. What all is here in this great county?
Yeah, well, you know, Patrick, you know a lot about good teams, and I think the DuPage Golf team is well-rounded, like any good team. We've had the star here since renovation as the Preserve at Oak Meadows, getting a lot of the headlines and attention. Just across the street from us in Wooddale, we have Maple Meadows. It's built on the site of the former Brookwood Country Club, and Maple Meadows is perfectly positioned right where value meets quality. It's certainly a strong enough course to be a qualifying site for the Illinois Open, and yet day in and day out, it's a really comfortable layout to be played by leagues, outings, and the public that just wants to come and have a fun round of golf.
All right, and then what else is offered in DuPage Golf? I know we have the Preserve at Oak Meadows, and there's one more course. I believe it's a 9-hole course.
Yeah, we've got a 9-hole course down in Westmont. It's called Green Meadows, and Green Meadows weighs in at about 2,000 yards. It's really, in many ways, at the opposite end of the spectrum from the Preserve, which is why it's the perfect complement to the team. You can get in and out of Green Meadows in about an hour and 10, an hour and 20 minutes. It's got a combination. It starts with 3 par 4s, 6 par 3s, and you might think it's for beginners, but actually we find a lot of better players, single-digit handicappers out there that would rather go play all the shots out at Green Meadows and really work on their game instead of just pounding a bucket of balls. We've won awards from Golf Digest, Golf Inc.'s Renovation of the Year, and we've been positioned firmly in Golf Week's Best You Can Play in Illinois. And you know, everyone's heard that stuff, Patrick, but I think you expect that of a world-class golf course.
You got a clubhouse coming in. When is that expected to be done? The plans for that look outstanding.
We enjoyed the groundbreaking for the new clubhouse last fall. We've been busy at work at construction through this season. And in 2021, we're going to have a clubhouse that, quite honestly, is going to look like none other on the Chicago area landscape.
All right, and you guys are also cutting edge, I guess, in the cart department. Can you maybe describe what's going on with you guys with the golf carts and how you're being, I guess, energy efficient?
Yeah, well, as part of the Forest Preserve District of DuPage County, we take our green energy and our relationship with the environment pretty seriously. And we saw an opportunity to come in and cover our cart storage building completely with solar panels. And after the engineers did the calculations, we figured out that we can produce enough energy in 1 year to take care of powering the cart fleet for that same entire year. So we believe that we are the first fully solar-powered cart fleet in the United States.
We're here with Tom, who is the food and beverage guru, and we're going to run through what is offered here at the Perch and all their other places. But let's start with a great food that's sitting right in front of us that I guess you can pick up at the Perch when you hit it twice, 2 or 3 times coming through.
Absolutely, 2 times you can come through.
All right, so what are we looking at here, and what's offered for the golfer?
So we went around and talked to a lot of the local breweries here in DuPage County, and we wanted to give the golfers that came here from around the country, around the state, or wherever, an opportunity to get a little taste of DuPage County. And we talked to Miskatonic and Darien, Alter and Downers Grove, and Noon Whistle and Lombard, and so on. We didn't want them just to have a hot dog or a broad option, and so what we did was we brought in some high-speed ovens and gave us an option to bring in some handmade sandwiches that they can get in less than 1 minute. So the turkey jam here is one of our best sellers. We actually use blackberry jam, Dijon mustard, applewood smoked bacon, and pan-roasted turkey.
You come in and you get a rich, full golf experience. You know, when golfers go to the range, it's not your typical driving range. It's not the red stripe on a white ball. It's brand new Titleist range balls. So you come out there, you get a great range ball to hit. We have a great short game area where you can tune up those little pitch and chip shots, practice your bunker shots, roll some putts, and then head out to the first tee and enjoy your round. Our carts, which are solar powered and have GPS on them. GPS is touchscreen, so you can find out what the distance is to a certain area and know that, hey, driver's the right club or iron's the right club. I think using that to its fullest extent helps you enjoy your day more and shoot a little better score.
As you can see, there's a course for everyone in the Forest Preserve District of DuPage County. Coming up after this quick timeout, we'll explore more terrific golf and accommodations at BOYNE Golf in Michigan, so stay tuned.
Apparel and golf balls, provided by Cut Golf, the official golf ball of Golf360 TV. Their golf balls are premium quality at a tour-level performance and the best damn golf balls under 20 bucks. Check out all their goods at cutgolf.co.
All right, let's go back and take a look at more great golf here at BOYNE.
The initial course to be created at BOYNE Highlands was the Heather back in 1966. The best architect of the day was Robert Trent Jones, and owner Everett Kircher wanted him to make something very special. It's a gentle flowing parkland layout reminiscent of Augusta National, punctuated by white flash sand bunkers and a magnificent finishing hole.
The pond behind me, the 18th, Dad wanted a heroic risk-reward hole, and Jones didn't want water on the last hole, and Dad did, and you can see who won that battle, I guess. So the Heather finishes, with about 150, 60-yard carry over water, and I think it was success overall. I think ultimately Jones probably would have liked it.
In 2019, the Heather was awarded a very prestigious honor as Course of the Year from the National Golf Course Owners Association. It's well-deserved, and it's a blast to play. Let's move on to the Hills course. Here, architect Arthur Hills had a massive piece of property to work with that comes complete with a whopping 9 miles of cart paths. Nearly every hole is exclusive to its own, creating a stadium-like feel.
We tried to give them enough property and do something totally different than our other golf course. And he created these great waste bunkers that you're hitting across, and the fairway looks kind of small when you're on the tee box, but when you get out there, you can see that you can actually probably land a space shuttle on some of those fairways, and wanted to create something totally different than we have, and that's a big piece of property.
You know, there's beauty around every corner of the 3 BOYNE properties, including catching a majestic sunset on tranquil Deer Lake, to the wide variety of nature that can be found on all of the courses. But when the sightseeing concludes and it's time to work on your game, the fitting center, complete with the state-of-the-art gear system, will help. They also have a monster practice facility with a number of world-class instructors.
I've taught and been privileged to work at some of the best facilities all over the country, and this is probably the best I've ever seen. We have a driving range here that's almost 360 degrees, which gives us every single angle, every conceivable wind direction when we're training students. We've got multiple putting greens, chipping areas, high rough, short grass, whatever type of condition we want to recreate, we've got available to us here. So it's a wonderful area to train students and to help people get better.
The first ever replica course was created here with the Donald Ross Memorial. 18 great design holes, courtesy of the legendary Scottish architect, were placed here, many of them after private layouts from all over the world. It was a cool, groundbreaking idea from founder Everett Kircher.
And he felt that he could bring a little bit like Henry Ford, bring the great works of art to the people, not just the private person. So he absolutely had that as part of his thinking. A little Henry Ford in him in that context, wanting to give a gift to people that wouldn't experience those things.
The hardest thing to find if you have not been here is you think of 10 golf courses and you think there's got to be some executive, there's got to be something that's doesn't fit. And I think they all do fit. They're all manicured to a standard that we've set, the expectation, the green speed, the things that you see here on the Heather, which, as a flagship original, you're going to experience the same things on the Alpine and the Monument.
Just think, you could play 36 holes a day for 5 straight days and not even play the same course twice. With 10 varied courses on the 3 BOYNE properties, there's always an open tee time waiting for you.
The cool thing about BOYNE is we don't really have a weak golf course. I mean, we've got the Moor, which is fantastic. We have AJGA tournaments out there. We've got the Hills, which is kind of a fun course, goes up and down. It's a little wider, so you can bang your driver all over that course. And then I think the Ross is a real fun course to play. So, whatever kind of style you like, you go and play 4 or 5 different rounds during one trip. You're gonna get a different feel on every golf course, and you're gonna have a lot of fun.
You really can't beat the magnificent 10 courses and the 3 resorts of BOYNE Golf. Plus, it's a very easy drive from anywhere in the Chicagoland area. We truly appreciate you watching the edition of Golf360 from BOYNE Golf in Northern Michigan. Remember, you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and linksvideo.net. Come on up here and tee it up. You will not be disappointed.